This time on Dream Funders, phones and drones. Local entrepreneurs hope to launch 2 new high-tech businesses.
Because this is an ever-present problem in our society.
Will either idea get off the ground?
And to date, we've raised $240,000.
Find out right now on Dream Funders. Welcome to Dream Funders, the show that hopes to match big ideas with big bucks. We match the dreamers with the funders. And this time, it's all about new technology. Meet a team of local drone pilots who say their skills will result in profits going sky high. We'll see what our investors think. Plus, a pair of entrepreneurs goes way out on a limb, shattering an iPhone that belongs to one of our funders. Will their dreams be shattered too? Or can they put the phone back together, along with a new deal with our investors? We'll meet our dreamers coming up, but right now, let's meet the funders. First, Darren King, an IU honors grad who has the Midas touch when it comes to local businesses. He once turned a failing local startup into a $30 million company. And Tony Holland is here. He's a Louisville native known for his success in the tax service business. And now, along with the rest of our panel, he helps manage a $4.5 million investment fund, hoping to make Kentucky entrepreneurs' dreams come true. Marty McClellan is with us. He's the chairman of the Enterprise Angels funding team, while managing $280 million in accounts and hedge funds. Finally, Doug White, who specializes in turning failing businesses into moneymakers. He's invested $4 million of his own money. He's also on the Enterprise Angels team with the rest of our panel tonight. Those are our funders. Now let's meet our first group of dreamers who hope their idea for a drone service will truly take flight.
Safe. Hi everybody, I'm Mickey Murata, Unmanned Services Inc. CEO. This is Matt Doggett. He's our commercial pilot that flies drones, and we provide drone flight services. And without further ado, this is Chris Stiles, our president.
Hi. So, as you mentioned, we do drone flight services. It's here. Typically, there's a lot of tasks that are dangerous, expensive, or currently can't be done with a lot of traditional inspection techniques or even manned aircraft. So we solve these problems for companies by using drones to provide a cheaper, safer, and faster way for them to perform these types of tasks that may be dangerous or even expensive for a lot of them. As you well know, drones are a big thing these days. The market is exploding. There's a lot of key markets and applications that we fly for, such as law enforcement, agriculture, power utilities, mining, construction, land development, and the list goes on. As you can see, we've had quite a bit of media exposure lately. We garnered quite a few customers. We've got about 200 customers as of right now. We started in August, and we are also in advanced talks with a lot of other companies. And we are certified, exempt, and insured. So we operate safely. We operate under FAA regulations and are strictly by their guidelines. And we use certified pilots to fly. Our competition, there's a few in the market. Most of the competitors are software or hardware providers that either make drones or they produce a software solution for them, and their flight services is a secondary that they offer to support that primary service. So they're not really in this market, and there are none that are here in the central Kentucky area. Our projected revenue in 5 years, we're looking for statewide sales in a range of $7 million and nationwide of $372 million. By 2020, it's expected to be an $80 billion industry.
What will our investors do with this? Will the idea get off the ground or crash and burn?
What have your sales been so far?
Find out when Dream Funders returns. I'm Melissa Fraser, back with you on Dream Funders, where we're matching local entrepreneurs with local investors. Earlier, we met the guys from Unmanned Services, who are hoping to turn their love of drones into profit.
Our projected revenue in 5 years, we're looking for statewide sales in a range of $7 million and nationwide of $372 million. By 2020, it's expected to be an $80 billion industry.
The question now is, will the idea get off the ground, or do they just have their heads in the clouds? Panel, is this a fundable business?
What have your sales been so far?
We started in August, and to date we've made about 28,000 in sales. And a lot of that was after we first got our exemption, generating work with clients, doing a lot of business development, and that's really picked up over these last couple of months.
Wait, you said 28,000 year to date?
Since August, since we started in August.
So how many customers make up that $28,000?
We've got about 200 clients on our books right now.
But so 200 clients have paid you money?
No, 200 clients. Say for instance for real estate, we have 150 real estate agents that will work exclusively for us to provide them their drone services when they need them for their listings.
But how many separate clients have paid you money to make up the $28,000?
About another 2 dozen.
Yeah.
So 24 clients, $28,000. So if you're going to do $2.2 million starting in 2 weeks,
right?
How are you going to get? You've got to get 2 million clients.
Not really. A lot of our market,
if I map it from
right. A lot of our market's going to pick up in the spring and the summer, like construction. Agriculture is going to be big. That's projected to be the biggest market as far as for revenues. And obviously that starts in the springtime for a lot of that for agriculture and farming. We're getting in with them now with the agriculture service providers to get them lined up and start talking to the farmers right now. Same thing for construction. We're getting lined up with a lot of these companies. Some of them have already started to use us for limited projects that they've got going on during the winter, but the vast majority of that will pick up during the spring and summer.
How much does a drone cost?
For us, we use kind of prosumer level ones, so they start at about 500. We do a lot of upgrades, and by the time we get done with that, it's about $2,000 per setup.
And how much does it cost to certify a pilot?
Well, a pilot has to be a manned pilot, so they've got to go through at least a minimum of, say, a commercial or private pilot or even a recreational pilot license through the FAA. So they have to be a manned pilot first before they can come to us, and we train them how to fly drones.
How long does that take for them to go through that training?
It varies. For a private pilot, it can be an average of about 40 hours of flight time. Commercial pilots, that's a build add-on. Currently we only have commercial rated pilots. It's a much higher level. They have a lot more experience in flight time under their belts, and we've learned that they're much easier to train and they can handle this line of work.
So how much would you pay? Someone who flew a commercial plane.
Commercial planes, yes sir.
They're the only people who can operate these.
Currently, right. Currently, in the next year, FAA is going to come out with a new drone pilot license. So you won't have to be a manned pilot anymore. So you go down, you take this test, and then you'll be able to fly drones commercially under this new rating. And it's basically like a ground school is what they have to know for basic aviation, aerospace, and that sort of stuff, so they can still fly safely.
So I'm a commercially licensed pilot according to the FAA. It doesn't mean I fly an airline. A lot of people hear commercial pilot, they think I fly for Delta. There's not what a commercial pilot means. A private pilot means you can do it as a recreation. A commercial pilot means I can make money as a pilot. That's all that means. It doesn't mean that I can go fly for Delta. Right. On top of that, I have a flight instructor and other qualifications. But all you need in order to fly one of these legally commercially is a private, but we're using commercially rated pilots or higher. So the level of skill for a commercially rated pilot versus a private pilot.
And how much do you pay your pilot per
starting
flight?
Salary, if they have no experience using drones, then starting is typically around $25, $27 an hour. We pay our pilots hourly, and it can go all the way up to $50 an hour if they're very skilled. They know everything, advanced stuff like mapping and geospatial stuff. So it can vary very widely.
So what do you think, guys? You've asked a lot of questions. Is there anything that, is there a business here?
It's definitely a business here. I mean, it's going to be a big market.
I see the market too.
I guess I just think there's going to be too much competition, and I just don't believe the numbers. So for that reason, I've got to be out.
Yeah.
I too am struggling with the numbers because and I think as you present further to other potential investors, make sure you guys really know those numbers because it's critical. I mean, I can tell you're kind of guessing at some of them.
It's not that I'm guessing. I'm taking out. You guys are asked, profit and expense, and then there's investment that's onto that. Basically, if there's $3 million in revenue in the next 18 months, all expenses and everything is $1.1 million, and that leaves about $2 million left over.
For reinvestment expansion.
That is the high end, obviously.
Right.
So in the next 18 months, if we met 50% of that cap, we're still going to net $1 million. And I'm positive we'll do it. Again, the folks that you're looking at in this room in the state of Kentucky, as far as drones are concerned, these are the subject matter experts. 15 years experience, 15 years experience, aviation experience, prior military, prior DoD contractors, prior drone, it's all drones. And the numbers, I totally understand that. And getting a partner on that would be able to help us with those numbers would really help out. But I stand strong by those numbers, and I stand strong that 12 to 24 customers is going to if they're big time customers, utility company, telecommunication, in the state of Kentucky, we're going to land those contracts.
I just want to say what you just said was really, really good. I wish you would have said that earlier, but if you've really got a unique experience set that other people can't do in the region, not nationally, but in the region, that's powerful. Right. So that was a good statement that you just made.
I've used a drone service and I see the market, but I want to see a couple of high value contracts first. But I'm willing to talk again later.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'm probably the most positive of all of us on this one.
That's
You're Mr. Sunshine.
Yeah.
No,
Mr. Sunshine.
it's getting late.
Yeah, exactly. I'm usually, we're all four of us are on a fund together, and I'm usually the most negative of the four of us. So take that as a compliment. I'm actually pretty positive on what you guys are doing. I like the fact that you have the experience, you got skin in the game, you've been doing it for a while. The thing that I don't like about it, like Doug pointed out, you guys don't really know the numbers, and I think if someone, an accountant, came in there and started drilling you on that, I think they blow holes in your numbers. I don't think making $2 million on $3 million in revenues is.
I'd love to show you on paper.
Okay, that'd be great. We'd love to see it. And I think we as a fund, if you could convince us that you're going to make $2 million on $3 million in revenue, and I think we would be in.
Well, let's show you on paper.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we
I think we should explore, because I think at least a lot of these big companies are going to use a service. Like a utility that's on a cost plus.
They're going to use somebody.
Model. They're going to use somebody like
business. I like the business.
The local utility.
The demand's there.
The local utility co-ops are also actually a bigger or larger than going after the larger utility companies, because they will shell out for the outsourcing.
Yeah. So show us the projections, show us all that stuff. Let's get into it. I personally would invest in it. And I think if we could believe in the numbers, I think that the fund would love a deal like this, wouldn't we?
Mickey, it sounds like you guys got a date. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Looks like another partnership is taking flight. We love it when that happens, and we're not done yet. Coming up, another high-tech idea that solves the costly problem of a broken phone.
Because this is an ever-present problem in our society.
Can these dreamers make a connection with these investors? Find out when Dream Funders returns.